I can't be the only one who goes to sleep every night and wakes up in the next morning and still feels completely exhausted, like I didn't even get any rest or I didn't get any sleep. It doesn't matter what time I go to bed at. Well, shockingly, according to the CDC, there's approximately 37 million US adults who currently feel like this more days than not. So, why is it that we feel this way? As a country, are we just sick? Is it the food we eat? Is it the medicines we take? I think it's actually deeper than that. So, being a doctor and all, I knew exactly where to start. Google. My Google search gave me some promising results. We have Penn State Health News, University of Michigan, WebMD, and even Henry Ford Health. So, what do they have to say about all this? Well, according to Penn State Health, I should be practicing self care. I should be taking regular time off, setting boundaries between work and personal time, and sticking to a consistent sleep schedule. I think I do this already. This can't be right. I hear WebMD is always right, so I checked that as well. Similar story here. I just don't get it. I don't think that we're all just this sick. Hypothyroidism, sleep disorder, infection. It doesn't make sense. This many people can't just be chronically ill. That's why all of America is so tired, or the 37 million people that we spoke about earlier. For most of human history, life looked nothing like it does today. It looks much more like this. We didn't wake up to alarms, we didn't juggle schedules, we didn't process hundreds of pieces of information before breakfast alone. We hunted, we gathered, we rested. Stress wasn't constant, it was intermittent. It came in short bursts. Then the danger would pass and we'd be able to shut it off. That's the world our brain was actually evolved for, not the world that we live in today. So, what does all this have to do with being tired all the time? When our body's stressed or we experience danger, it goes into a heightened response. Our brain releases cortisol and catecholamines. What that does is gets us ready to fight. It's essentially our fight or flight response. It causes increased blood pressure, increased heart rate, our pupils to constrict, our awareness to heighten, and even reduces how we experience pain. Unfortunately, our body doesn't know the difference between a predator and a stressful work email. The environment we live in today allows for constant low level stress. This means our body is constantly producing cortisol and constantly producing catecholamines, which puts significant stress on our body. Cortisol was never meant to stay elevated. When cortisol remains chronically high, the same systems that help you survive in the short term start damaging the body over time. Persistently elevated cortisol has been known to increase fat storage, especially visceral fat, and raises blood glucose levels, which overall increases the chance of insulin resistance and diabetes. It accelerates muscle breakdown, leading to muscle loss and weakness, while also reducing bone formation, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. It also places constant strain on the cardiovascular system. It raises blood pressure, it increases heart rate, and all of this increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Chronic cortisol also has been known to suppress the immune system, which makes infections more likely and slows healing. At the cellular level, prolonged stress increases reactive oxygen species, oxidative stress, which damages DNA, proteins, and cells, and is associated with a higher risk of cancer over time. In other words, cortisol is protective in bursts, but destructive when it never shuts off. And that's the problem with modern life. Our stress response stays on, even when the danger is gone. So we get it. Cortisol is high, it causes constant inflammation. But why am I so tired? This constant inflammation causes chronic fatigue. We constantly have low grade inflammation, which makes our body feel tired. It makes our muscles weak. It makes our brain foggy. We need caffeine just to get through the day. We get 8 hours of sleep and we still feel tired. We went from a world where we had intermittent stress and intermittent danger. We would be able to turn everything off. We now live in a world where we have constant stress, constant stimulation, and it's nobody's fault. Our society evolved faster than our brain did. We're stuck with this. So, as an ER doctor, what do I think about all this? I think, yes, being sick can cause a chronic fatigue. So, if you are having these symptoms, you could have a medical cause such as hypothyroidism or vitamin D deficiency or a chronic inflammatory disease. So, I think you should get checked out even if you're having these symptoms. But if everything is normal and you can't figure out why, this just might be the reason.